Yeah, guys, my name is Kumar. You are watching me. Let's start today's video without having to further ado. So basically, this video is going to be routine of 28th May 2025, right? And basically, today is Wednesday, right? So I'm going to say you about my today's routine video. After that, I will start studying, right? So today, first of all, I wake up. Then after that, I wash my mouth, and basically, my laptop is not working, right? So today, I messaged to sister to send someone who can repair that, right? So after that, I taken bath. Then I wore clothes. Then after that, I talked to my sister. Then after that, I made a chai. Then after that, I served chai to my family members, right? So basically, this is a thing what has actually happened, and a laptop issue is actually happened today. Then at the time of evening, I ate food, and after some time later, I went for the sleep, right? So basically, this is the thing what is actually happened, guys, right? I hope you have really understood this video. Yes, if you have really understood this video, then kindly please like it, because whenever you like some videos, it really motivates me and encourages me to upload more and more videos in a very continuous manner, right? So now I'm going to revise the structure of ecosystem. It is very easy to study or understand the structure of the ecosystem from the flow chart described. See figure 2.1. So figure 2.1 is described. Ecosystem is divided into two categories, the biotic and abiotic. In biotic sector there are three categories: producers, consumers, decomposers, right? And in abiotic category there is two factors, that is climate factor and edaphic factor. In climate factor there is light, temperature, water, and edaphic factor is soil. So now biotic component. Biotic components are also divided into three categories based on the factors based on their food fat relationship. Producers. Producers are the autotrophs. Auto means self, troph means to nourish of the ecosystem. There are the green plants and green microorganisms that can make their own food material by using carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll present in them. Examples are green plants, algae, and uh, cyanobacteria, etc. So producers are green plants, algae, cyanobacteria. They who can make their own food through chlorophyll like this, right? Sunlight, water, right? So yes, guys. Now consumers. Consumers are the heterotrophs. Hetero, not self-troph to nourish of an ecosystem. They depends on the producers of nature to get energy. Consumers are also different types like primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. In primary consumers, if I talk about, that is, uh, they are the herbivores who eat directly the autotrophs plants. They cannot eat any animals, etc. Grasshopper, rabbits, goats, etc. Now secondary consumers, they cannot directly eat the producers of the ecosystem, that is the plants. They can eat only herbivores like frogs, jackals, snakes, etc. And tertiary consumers are, they are carnivores. In nature means uh, they they are meat eaters. Thus they depend on secondary consumers for their food. They are top level carnivores. Example: tigers, lions, vulture, kite, etc. Okay. Now decomposers. Decomposers are also to some extent heterotrophic in nature. They do not contain chlorophyll, so depend on other materials for food and energy. These organisms can grow on the dead and decaying materials of the environment. That is why they are known as the decomposers or saprophytes or scavengers of nature, or they can be called the detritivores. Datry means dead party, circulate organic material. They can live in any type of soil with organic waste. They play a very important role in the completion of the biogeochemical cycle in the environment. Example: bacteria, fungi, earthworm, etc. Okay. Now, solar energy, relationship between producer, consumer, and decomposers. Now, different biotic factors in the consumers forms in different ecosystem. Okay, abiotic components. Now, abiotic components. These are the non-living factors in form of solids, liquids, or gas found in nature: ice, water, moisture. They can be categorized into two types: climate factors, that is light, temperature, humidity, rain, etc. Adiabatic factors. Example: soil, organic and inorganic components of soil, substratum, etc. Let's discuss the importance of each abiotic factor and its limitations in an ecosystem. Okay. Climate factors. In case of light, it is an essential factor for all living organisms, like producers, consumers, as well as decomposers. In presence of the light, plants can prepare their food material, which is eaten by the heterotrophs and ultimately by the decomposers. Without sunlight, photosynthesis is not possible, thus it is one of the most important abiotic factors of an ecosystem. Quantity as well as the quality of light has a different impact on different organisms. Let's discuss importance of light for plants. Chlorophyll production, distribution of plants. Light thus decides the psychology of the plants of different regions. Temperature, stomatal movement, duration of light, metabolism. Importance of light for animals and metabolism, vision. Pigmentation, reproduction, circadian rhythm, light. Now, temperature, importance of temperature for plants, metabolism, on growth and development. Thermal stratification, the importance of temperature for animals, warm-blooded or endothermic animals, cold-blooded or ectothermic animals. Migration. Now, water. Life is never possible without water. So water is a very important abiotic factor in an ecosystem. The amount of water present in an area decides the type of ecosystem to be developed there. In this regard, sometimes aquatic ecosystem also develop, example pond and lake ecosystem. If for a longer period due to any reason a huge amount of water got deposited and replenished repeatedly due to rainfall, etc., then through the process of succession an aquatic ecosystem develops and gets stabilized there. Okay. Adaptive factors. Soil is a natural resource and provides a platform for plants to grow and animals to dwell on it. Okay. Schematic representation of different textures of the soil. Now, ecological pyramids. The first is pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. Okay. Ecological succession. So now I'm going to read the summary part. The ecosystem is the study of living organisms with their surroundings. Thus, it is an interdependence of biotic and abiotic factors in an area. The presence of only one factor cannot create an ecosystem. In an ecosystem, positions of different organisms are different. This has been explained through ecological pyramids. The principle of the ecological pyramid depends on the food habit of the organisms. present in that ecosystem. The development of a new ecosystem on barren land is known as succession. Sometimes reverse succession also happens when a well-functioning ecosystem may get destroyed due to some artificial, that is man-made, or due to natural calamities and gets converted into barren land. So yes guys, this is the thing what is actually happening today. So I think that it is enough for today. So let's end the video by see Ravi. Bye bye.